Archangel Michael says, today, on September 29, only 30 minutes left. Speak these 3 sacred words tonight and witness the holy miracle that will change your life forever. Open it immediately. The heavens have opened on this day, September 29, a day written in the annals of eternity as a feast of angels, when heaven bends low to touch the earth. It is not a coincidence that you are hearing this call at this very moment. This is no ordinary day. This is a sacred summons, a divine appointment sealed before you were born. The atmosphere is charged, the veil between realms has thinned, and the angelic hosts are closer than your breath. Archangel Michael steps forward now, his sword of fire gleaming, his voice resonating like thunder rolling over the waters. There are only 30 minutes left, he declares, and his words are not mere announcements. They are spiritual decrees. This message is not for the distracted or the doubting. It is for the awakened, the watchful, and the ready. It is for those who have felt the stirring in their spirit but could not name it. This is your naming. This is your sign. The urgency of this hour is not man-made. It is heaven-ordained. The 3 sacred words that will soon be placed in your mouth are not a formula, not a superstition, but a living vibration, a key forged in the fires of divine mystery. When spoken in stillness and faith, they carry the power to shift your atmosphere, to realign your destiny, and to open a door no man can shut. Archangel Michael emphasizes silence, stillness, and obedience. The miracle does not bow to noise or chaos. It comes to the one who listens. Tonight's window is narrow because heaven's release is precise. It is not for everyone, only for those bold enough to heed the whisper of the angel. This is not a random broadcast. This is a summons. This is your moment to pause, to be still, and to prepare for a holy interruption. Type "I am ready" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3333 is now activated. Archangel Michael, the commander of heaven's armies, has descended tonight with a message reserved only for the awakened. His presence is not silent. It thunders through the spirit realm, reverberates across dimensions, and calls your name in the courts of heaven. His sword, flaming with divine fire, is drawn. The atmosphere trembles as he speaks. By the next hour, your name is already being spoken before the throne. The heavenly scroll had been opened. The time is no longer coming. The time is now. This hour, this holy, fleeting hour between your hearing and midnight, is not an accident. It is not a random ticking of the clock. It is a divine alignment, chosen before the foundation of the world. You are standing in the space between natural and supernatural, time and eternity. This 30-minute window is a celestial countdown, and the heavens are holding their breath to see what you do next. Can you feel it? The pressure in your chest, the trembling in your spirit. That is not anxiety, that is the weight of glory, the nearness of heaven drawing close. You are not imagining the signs, the strange interruptions, the holy discomfort. Your soul was marked for this moment. Your steps have been ordered, even the detours. The angelic realm hath been watching, waiting, and now they are moving on your behalf. There are sacred words, 3 to be exact, that were not meant for the masses. These words are ancient, encrypted in mystery, and guarded by angelic tongues. They do not belong to religion. They belong to the realm of raw power, to those who are spiritually mature enough to obey before they understand. These are the words you were born to speak. And tonight, only tonight, the veil parts just enough for them to pass through your lips and rewrite your life. Silence is not weakness. Stillness is not inactivity. Obedience is not passive. Each of these is a spiritual weapon tonight. In stillness, you hear. In silence, you receive. In obedience, you unlock. This is a holy interruption. Your spirit knows it. Your body may not understand, but your soul has already said yes. And now the moment has come to align, to pause, to whisper, to let your surrender become the sound that opens the heavens. A miracle is not floating somewhere in the distance. It is hovering right over your roof, waiting for your command, waiting for your voice to release it. Archangel Michael has been dispatched with this message not for thousands, but for you. Yes, you. Not the version of you that doubts. Not the version others mocked. The real you, chosen, covered, and called. This message is not general, it is personal. This instruction is not optional, it is prophetic. This isn't just a spiritual reminder, it's a divine summons. Will you respond? Heaven is not passive. Heaven is moving. And when heaven moves, miracles manifest. But the miracle will not come through chaos. It will come through the sacred stillness you create tonight. Speak when directed. Move only as led. And when the moment comes, when those 3 words rise to your lips, release them like fire. And heaven will answer like thunder. Type "I hear you," Lord, in the comments if your spirit is receiving this now. Blessing code 0009 is in motion. There are watchers in the unseen. Observers not of flesh and blood but of spirit. They have followed your journey, not with malice but with mandate. They have recorded your movements, the prayers you whispered in silence, the tears you shed when no one else saw, the battles you fought while wearing a smile. Nothing has been missed. Nothing has gone unnoticed in the spirit realm. You have been under observation, not for judgment, but for assignment. And now, tonight, the scroll is opening. Not everyone who clapped for you meant it. Not everyone who stood beside you carried the heart of a friend. Some watched with hidden envy. Some stayed near, not to protect you, but to predict your failure. And yet, through it all, heaven shielded you. Though the knives were drawn in secret, not one reached your soul. Archangel Michael speaks. They know something about you, but not all. What was hidden in you is about to be revealed through you. There are mysteries encoded into your DNA, spiritual keys buried beneath your pain, and tonight those keys are unlocking. You felt it, haven't you? Unease. That inner storm. That sacred discomfort that follows you like a shadow in the quiet hours. That is not madness. That is not exhaustion. That is the groaning of your spirit, sensing a shift long before your mind can catch up. For the past several days, perhaps even weeks, you've seen strange dreams, strange numbers, patterns repeating, delays arising where there should be ease. This is not chaos. This is the tremor before divine movement. Tonight's sacred moment was not formed in recent days, that was carved into time long before you were born. What you feel now is not random. It is divine disruption, meant to stop you in your tracks, to demand your attention, and to route your destiny toward breakthrough. The three sacred words you are about to speak have waited in silence for the appointed hour. And now, the appointed hour has come. This miracle you are about to enter wasn't delayed, it was timed. The disruption in your emotions, the confusion in your relationships, the fogginess in your decisions, it was all heaven whispering, "Come closer. Sit still. Prepare." The moment of realignment is not coming. It is here. You are already in it. And in the next few moments, you will feel it settle around you like holy fire. Let the tears fall if they must. Let the questions swirl if they need to. But hold fast to this one truth. You were made for this moment. You were made to shake kingdoms. You were born to shift atmospheres. The mystery around your life is not a curse. It is a code. And tonight, under the weight of divine urgency, that code will be cracked open by your own obedience. You are not weak. You are not overlooked. You are not forgotten. You are a storm wrapped in peace, a warrior cloaked in silence, a vessel built for the outpouring of glory. The destruction with the announcement, the restlessness with the trumpet, and now the miracle is near. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. As you stand at the edge of this divine moment, with only minutes left before heaven moves, your support helps this prophetic message reach others who are one whisper away from their miracle. This isn't about growing a platform. It's about breaking chains across the globe. When you give, you're not donating. You're sowing into deliverance, into healing, into soul transformation. Just as the angel said, they know something about you. But not all. Your giving today tells the unseen realm that you're ready to walk in full spiritual authority. This is the hour where light overcomes darkness, and your support carries that light into places only God can reach. This is your chance to be the answer to someone's secret prayer. If the Spirit leads you, sow a seed today through Super Thanks, membership, or by clicking the PayPal link in the description below. May every gift be multiplied back to you with open heavens, divine justice, and supernatural acceleration. This is not a suggestion. This is a moment of holy action. Sow and watch the miracle unfold. Hear now the voice of the warrior angel, Archangel Michael, the one who stands in the gap between heaven and earth, wielding the sword of divine justice and authority. He speaks not with hesitation, but with piercing clarity. What you are experiencing is not confusion. It is not coincidence. It is spiritual warfare. And it is because you are called. The pressure you have felt did not rise from circumstance. It was drawn to you by your anointing. You see, heaven marked you long before the world noticed you. And when that mark became visible in the spirit realm, opposition began to stir. The attacks were not personal. They were prophetic. The enemies saw your potential before you even knew who you were becoming. Every delay, every betrayal, every moment of silence was not abandonment, but a training ground for elevation. Do not misunderstand the nature of this conflict. This is not life falling apart. This is heaven pushing pieces into place. The shaking you feel is not destruction. It is construction. The collapse of the old is making space for what God has always intended. Archangel Michael speaks again. Heaven has not been ignoring you. It hath been testing you, watching how you respond when no one claps, when no one confirms, when no one helps. Your strength in silence became your weapon. Your tears became your incense, and your refusal to give up became your greatest act of war. You fought back not with rage but with restraint, not with chaos but with quiet trust. And for that, heaven is now responding. You passed a test no one saw, and the reward that is coming will be undeniable. This moment, this holy 30-minute window, is not just an opportunity. It is a response, a spiritual response to your faithfulness, to your consistency, to your unwavering yes in the midst of confusion. Tonight, you're not simply praying, you are activating. You are stepping into a divine defense system that has been waiting for your obedience. Every angel assigned to you is now on alert. Every demonic assignment against you is now being canceled. The battlefield is shifting in your favor. Archangel Michael declares with fire in his voice, the warfare was permitted because the victory was already written. Heaven does not fight meaningless battles, and God does not invest his angels in worthless causes. The resistance around you has been great, yes, but it has only revealed the weight of what is coming. If the enemy fought you this hard to stop you, imagine what must be waiting on the other side of your surrender tonight. Now is not the time to question. Now is not the time to retreat. This is the time to speak. The sacred words that will soon be released from your mouth are not poetry. They are spiritual legislation. They are battle commands. They are your victory code. Once spoken, heaven will move, immediately, precisely, supernaturally. Let the world say what it wants. Let the watchers watch. Your focus is not them, your focus is the kingdom. This 30-minute window is your chance to partner with heaven's strategy and seal the victory that has already been written in your name. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. Someone is moving. Archangel Michael speaks, his voice sharp like the edge of his flaming blade. Someone is shifting. Someone is preparing a confrontation. You may not see it with your eyes, but your spirit has already caught wind of it. You felt the sudden tension, the strange silence in conversations, the unexplained pressure pressing down on your chest. These are not coincidences. These are signs. The air is heavy not because of what has happened, but because of what is about to unfold. There are plans being set in motion, in boardrooms, in back rooms, in whispers, in secrets, plans not made by you, but about you. They thought you wouldn't sense it. They thought your discernment had grown dull, but heaven has sharpened your spirit. And tonight, under the weight of this prophetic moment, Archangel Michael has come to warn and to war. This confrontation may not come with flashing lights. It may not arrive with threats. It may show up in subtle sabotage, silent resistance, or disguised discouragement. But hear this, the strategy of the enemy is exposed. And the Lord says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, but you must be in alignment to receive the shield." Within the next 72 hours, things will begin to shift quickly. Hidden agendas will rise to the surface. Ungodly plans will try to gain ground. And if you are not postured in the Spirit, you may misread the moment. This is not a time to react in the flesh. It is a time to anchor in the Spirit. The sacred words you are about to speak tonight are more than a declaration. They are a spiritual password, a key that unlocks angelic intervention and divine interruption. You have been feeling pressure, not because you're failing, but because heaven is about to act. The unrest in your soul is not from the enemy. It is heaven tapping on your heart, saying, "Get ready. Get still. Get in position." A night is not for scrolling. Is navigati. It's not for posting. A night is for warfare. Holy warfare. Precise. Strategic. Supernatural. And don't miss this. The enemy is afraid of your silence. He wants you to get noisy in the natural so you'll miss what's moving in the spirit. He wants you distracted, disoriented, discouraged. But you are not who you used to be. You have grown. You have matured. And tonight, you will obey. And when you obey, the enemy will retreat, not because of your might, but because of the name sealed in your obedience. The confrontation that is approaching is not your fight, it's heaven's. But heaven is waiting on one act, your response tonight. Your stillness. Your whisper. Your alignment. The three sacred words are not to be spoken casually. They are holy. When you release them, it will be like lightning through the clouds, clearing the path and silencing the opposition. You will not have to defend yourself. You will not need to explain yourself. Heaven will speak for you. This is your warning, but it is also your weapon. You are not powerless. You are protected. You are positioned. But obedience is the key. This moment demands more than emotion. It demands action. A miracle cannot manifest where obedience is delayed. So take this seriously. Mark these hours. Speak the words when led. And then watch what heaven does next. Type "I am obedient" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 8181 is now surrounding your house. Now listen carefully. The atmosphere around you has shifted. Something holy has entered your space, and if you quiet your soul, you can feel it settle over your shoulders like a mantle. There is divine movement swirling in realms beyond the veil, and heaven is whispering one word: stillness. Archangel Michael steps forward, his sword now lowered, not in surrender but in sacred instruction. His voice is no longer commanding, it is covering. Be still, he says. Speak little. Move only as instructed. You are not under attack. You are under surveillance. Angelic eyes are watching. The hosts of heaven are surrounding you, waiting for you to align with divine instruction. In this moment, movement without mandate is dangerous. You are not called to hustle. You are not called to force. You are called to posture yourself for divine protection. And that posture is silence. That posture is surrender. Heaven does not fight where there is noise. Heaven does not descend upon chaos. The Holy Spirit moves in the hush, in the reverence of those who understand that protection begins with posture. Archangel Michael speaks again. Withdraw tonight. Remove yourself from distractions. Create space for glory to arrive. If you feel led, light a candle, not as superstition, but as a signal to the unseen realm that this space has been claimed for heaven's voice alone. Do not call anyone. Do not text anyone. Do not seek opinions. What is being revealed to you in this hour is not for the ears of the crowd. It is for your covenant. This is the secret place, the hidden chamber, the inner room where God speaks to the spirit, not to the flesh. The sacred words you are about to receive are not to be spoken in public. They are a whisper for the walls of your prayer closet, and when you speak them, they will not echo in the air. They will explode in the spirit. There is a reason the Lord is calling you into silence, because obedience is your armor. When you obey the instruction, you step into a fortress no demon can penetrate. The enemy has tried before. He sent confusion. He sent delay. He sent distraction. But none of it could pierce the shield that obedience has placed around you. Tonight, the battlefield is being cleared. Your name is being spoken in heaven's war rooms. Assignments are being activated. And yet, the strategy is not to fight, it is to hide in Him, to wrap yourself in quiet, to cloak yourself in worship, to let the three sacred words become the sword in the hand of the angel who defends you. And when the moment comes, when the words rise in your spirit like fire on your tongue, release them. Not loudly, not carelessly, but reverently. These are not ordinary words. They are heaven's language, encrypted and encoded in the Spirit. When they leave your lips, they will not just shift your life, they will shield it. They will call heaven to stand watch. They will silence the accuser and shut every mouth that has risen in judgment against you. Tonight is not about doing more, it's about doing only what heaven says. Nothing else. Nothing extra. Nothing louder. This is your divine shelter. Stay hidden in stillness. Stay planted in obedience. Stay aligned with the sacred flow. Type "I am hidden in Him" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9191 has just surrounded your name with fire. Hear the voice of the Archangel as the stillness begins to crack open. You are no longer who they think you are. The old you has expired. The mistaken identity placed upon you by others, the limited version of yourself shaped by trauma and disappointment, the narrative written by fear, it all ends tonight. The moment you whisper the three sacred words, that version of you dies, and a new one rises, refined, anointed, and armored in light. This is not the night of your defeat. This is the night of your unveiling. The veil is being torn from within, and heaven is now revealing the version of you that has been forged in the fire. You are not weak. You are not lost. You are not overlooked. You are divinely dangerous, and the enemy knows it. That's why the pressure was so intense. That's why the warfare wouldn't let up. Because your empowerment threatens every shadow that tried to keep you silent. There are some who still think they know who you are. They speak as if your story is stuck. They assume the version of you from last year still walks this earth. But Michael declares it now. They are mistaken. They are late. They are blind to what heaven has already transformed. You have outgrown the prison. You have outlived the label. You have broken through the limits. And now you are rising into your name. The real one. The hidden one. The anointed one. As the sacred words pass from your lips tonight, the atmosphere around you will shift. Chains, both seen and unseen, will break. Cycles will collapse. Patterns will end. You will feel it in your chest. You will sense it in the room. Something ancient will leave, and something eternal will take its place. You will no longer be reactive. You will be activated. Like fire forging steel, the adversity you've endured has not weakened you. It has tempered you. The flame did not consume you. It prepared you. It clarified what matters. It strengthened your roots. And now, as you stand in this divine hour, this countdown of holy seconds, you are not just surviving. You are stepping into the mantle of transformation. What was once dormant in you is about to roar like thunder. You are not just being protected. You are being released. There is a divine permission being spoken over your life right now. Not just to endure, not just to hope, but to walk in power, authority, precision. You will not shrink anymore. You will not delay your gifts. You will not mute your voice. The 3 sacred words you are about to speak are the unlocking sound, the shofar blast of your spirit awakening. Heaven has waited for this sound, and hell has dreaded it. Everything begins to change the moment you speak them. Not just around you, but within you. The chains were never the threat. The real threat was that one day you would realize they were breakable. And now, that realization is here. Tonight is not the end. It is the birth of who you really are. So prepare your lips. Prepare your space. Prepare your soul. When the words come, speak them with the authority of a child of heaven, and watch as everything that once resisted you begins to bow. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7474 has been released over your destiny. Now the heavens declare what was hidden. The real reason for your trials was never punishment. It was preparation. You have not been forsaken. You have not been forgotten. You have been forged, pressed by divine hands, tested not to destroy you, but to reveal what lies beneath the surface. The holy authority that was written into your being before time began. Archangel Michael speaks again with divine certainty. You were not under attack. You were under construction. And the walls that have surrounded you, fear, delay, rejection, confusion, they are now trembling. Because the assignment that you carry, the mantle placed upon your shoulders, is not small. It is not common. It is sacred. And heaven would not allow you to walk in it untested. There is a reason why the warfare came when it did. Why the people around you changed. Why the silence grew loud. Why the familiar suddenly became foreign. It was not random. It was surgical. God has been removing what could not walk with you into your next chapter. What felt like loss was actually preservation. What felt like delay was divine redirection. And what felt like silence was sacred recalibration. A night is not just a night of instruction. It is a night of revelation. For the first time, heaven is showing you why you had to walk through what you did. The heartbreak, the isolation, the confusion, the closed doors. You were being trained in the hidden, fought in the fire, molded in the midnight, because authority is never given to the untried. And now, because you endured, because you stayed when others left, because you trusted when the answers didn't come, you are being elevated. The 3 sacred words you are about to speak are not just a declaration. They are a seal. A seal that heaven uses to mark transitions. The sound that tells the angels, it is time. Time for breakthrough. Time for recompense. Time for the shift that has been waiting on your agreement. These words don't just change your emotions. They change your realm, your atmosphere, your path. Heaven knows your name, and it is your name that brought the angel. This message found you because your name was mentioned in the chambers of glory. You were chosen for this revelation, not because you are perfect, but because you are positioned to carry something heavy, something holy, something heaven-born. You are not just walking into a blessing. You are walking into responsibility. For what is being entrusted to you after tonight is more than personal gain. It is spiritual influence, a mantle that will affect generations. When the words leave your mouth, the transition will begin, and not even you will fully recognize who rises in your place, because that person will not be the same. That person will walk in divine favor, divine access, and divine power. Type "I receive" the seal in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is now resting upon your spirit. If this word has revealed something in you, if the fire is burning and your spirit is stirring, then you know this is more than a message. This is a divine moment, and you're a part of it. Your support allows this prophetic voice to reach souls who are one revelation away from stepping into their authority. You're not just giving, you are activating destinies. This is the hour of elevation. And just as heaven is entrusting you with new levels, your seed today becomes part of a sacred ripple, breaking chains, releasing clarity, and calling the chosen into their next chapter. Every act of giving echoes through eternity when it's wrapped in obedience. So if God is moving on your heart, so today through super thanks, become a member, or support through PayPal using the link in the description. This isn't just generosity, it's a prophetic act. May your gift release open doors, angelic assistance, and irreversible favor over your life. Give as one who has seen the revelation. Move as one who has received the mantle. Heaven waits for your yes. The atmosphere around you right now is not ordinary. It is charged with the weight of decision. Archangel Michael stands before you, sword lifted high, and says, "The window is open. The time is now. The future waits on your response." This is not a moment to delay, to second guess, to wonder if you are worthy. This is a moment to step forward with trembling hands and a steady heart. For every destiny has a day, and this is your day. Tonight, after you speak the 3 sacred words, do not rush. Do not move quickly. Stand still. Stand as one who knows heaven is near. Stand as one who understands the weight of what has just shifted. Because what happens after you speak will not be visible at first, but it will be irreversible. Invisible hands will be repositioning you. Angelic hosts will be opening doors. Hidden barriers will crumble quietly like walls at the sound of a trumpet. But you must stand still to let the miracle settle. Heaven is not only asking for your obedience, it is inviting your participation. This is not a passive miracle. This is an act of activation. When you speak the words tonight, you are not reciting. You are legislating. You are declaring alignment with heaven's will. You are placing your name on a scroll of destiny and signing it with your voice. This is the night the old contracts are broken and new ones are written in glory. You may feel the urge to explain what's happening to others. Resist it. This is not for explanation. This is for activation. This is a private transaction between your spirit and the throne of God. The people who doubted you may never understand. The ones who left you may never see it. But heaven will. Angels will. And everything you touch after tonight will carry the fragrance of this hour. Archangel Michael says, This is your decision moment. The heavens are waiting. The earth is listening. The spirit realm is watching. Speak and step into who you already are. The power of destiny does not begin in the future. It begins the moment you agree with what heaven has spoken over you. Your alignment tonight unlocks not just blessing but authority. It activates a flow that no force of darkness can dam. It places your feet on paths prepared for you since the foundation of the world. This is not hype. This is not performance. This is the birth of a reality. When you whisper the 3 sacred words, whisper them as one who is signing a covenant, as one who is crossing a line, as one who will never return to the old version of life again. Heaven is recording. The angel of the Lord is standing witness. The court of heaven is marking this hour. You have waited for change. You have prayed for breakthrough. You have cried for clarity. And tonight, the door stands open. Heaven has given you the key. Speak it. Stand. Seal it. And walk into what is already yours. Type "I am" activated in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 5050 is now igniting your steps. The clock is still ticking, but in the spirit, the hourglass has already turned. And while the world sleeps, heaven moves. After your obedience tonight, after you have whispered what was hidden, after you have spoken the 3 sacred words into stillness, the atmosphere around you will not go quiet. It will go to war on your behalf. There is an exchange happening, not in the physical realm, but in the courts of eternity. Archangel Michael declares it with certainty. What was stolen is now under divine negotiation. What you thought was lost, forgotten, buried, heaven has remembered. Heaven is reclaiming. And while your body rests, your spirit is engaging in a silent war, not to earn, but to retrieve. Retrieve promises. Retrieve joy. Retrieve inheritance. Retrieve what the enemy thought he had locked away. This is the part of the miracle few see and fewer understand. It happens in silence. It happens in sleep. But it is no less supernatural than fire falling from the sky. While you lie still in surrender, angelic forces are dispatched with divine instructions. They are entering dimensions you cannot see, confronting forces you cannot name, and gathering the blessings that belong to you, not because of your works, but because of your obedience. All throughout Scripture, God moved in the night. Jacob wrestled in the dark. Joseph dreamed in the silence. Paul was redirected by a vision in the hours no one was watching. And now, you too are being visited, not by accident but by design. Heaven knows your name, your address, your sacrifice. And tonight, a transaction is taking place. The heavens are balancing the books. What was delayed is being fast-tracked. What was buried is being resurrected. What was locked is now being unsealed. You will not hear the sound of swords clashing. You will not feel the wind of angelic wings passing by. But in the silence of your rest, heaven will be loud. Loud with victory. Loud with answers. Loud with release. This is not emotional hype. This is a supernatural trade, the kind that shifts generations and rewrites bloodlines. Your children will benefit. Your lineage will feel the effects. The enemy fought to distract you because he knew, if you ever got to this night, if you ever followed this instruction, he could no longer hold what rightfully belongs to you. And do not be surprised if dreams come tonight, vivid, strange, undeniable. Do not be surprised if you wake with clarity, with fire in your chest, with a sense of wholeness you've never felt before. That's not a mood. That's not coincidence. That's evidence. That's the residue of angels having warred and won while you rested. That's the sign that something in the spirit broke open, and heaven did not wait until morning to move. It moved in the dark. It moved in your sleep. It moved because you obeyed. You've waited long enough. You've asked long enough. Tonight, the asking has ended, and the retrieval has begun. What was locked up by witchcraft, what was hidden by fear, what was stolen through betrayal, all of it is now under heaven's jurisdiction. You have done your part. Now let heaven do what only heaven can. So lay your head down, not in anxiety, but in full authority. Sleep as one who knows angels are standing watch. Rest as one who knows the deal is done. Breathe deeply. You've entered the divine exchange. And from this moment forward, you will lack no good thing. Type "I am under divine exchange" in the comments if you receive this message. Lesson code 4444 has been activated while you sleep. Hear this now. What they meant for harm will return to them tenfold. This is not a wish. This is not a hope. This is a heavenly decree. Archangel Michael, defender of the righteous, announces the verdict. The scales have tipped. Justice is no longer pending. It is in motion. Every plot, every word curse, every scheme whispered in the shadows, every hand raised in secret to delay your destiny, has now been exposed before the throne of God. The books are open. The records are being reviewed. And heaven is not slow to respond. For the Lord is a righteous judge, and he hath been watching, not just what they did to you, but how you responded. While you held your tongue, heaven recorded your restraint. While you prayed instead of retaliating, heaven marked your obedience. While they slandered, you stayed silent. And now, the God of justice says, enough. This is the hour of divine reversal. What was sent to strip you will now clothe you. What was sent to destroy your name will now be used to establish your legacy. What they buried you with will now become the platform beneath your feet. God does not just restore, he reverses. He rewrites the endings that the enemy tried to offer. He takes every seed of sabotage and turns it into a harvest of favor. Some of the very people who thought they were mocking your end will now have to witness your rising. Some who dismissed you, who counted you out, who watched with satisfaction as your name was dragged through the mud, they will now watch in silence as God lifts your head in public honor. This is not revenge. This is redemption. This is what it looks like when God steps into the situation himself and says, "This one belongs to me." Do not expect justice to come the way you imagined it. It may not come through confrontation. It may not come with explanations. It will come in a quiet, undeniable way that leaves no fingerprints but produces unmistakable outcomes. People will wonder how your name was cleared, how your doors opened, how the heaviness lifted, how your reputation shifted, but they will never be able to trace it because it was God who moved it. What they spoke in secret is now being judged in heaven's court. What was done without your knowledge is now being confronted by angelic authority. You are not called to defend yourself. That is not your burden. Your defense has already stood before the courts of glory, and the verdict has been rendered. You are cleared. You are covered. You are compensated. This is not symbolic. This is tangible spiritual justice. Watch what happens over the next 7 days. Delays will be reversed. Approvals will be released. What was locked up will be suddenly free. What seemed forgotten will rise to the surface. Do not be surprised when strange alignments, reconnections, and breakthroughs begin appearing without your effort. That is the hand of justice working in real time. And for those who cursed you, do not gloat. Do not rejoice in their downfall. Simply walk in your restoration with reverence. Because when God judges, it is not for spectacle. It is for the preservation of His promise. You were always meant to rise. They just didn't know the timing. But God did. And now, heaven has executed the reversal. Type divine justice is mine in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 7777 is already surrounding your name with vindication. Now pause. Breathe. Listen closely. Because heaven is still speaking. This is your final call. This is not a repetition. This is not a review. This is a divine sealing. What began as a whisper now roars in the heavens. Tonight was never ordinary. This hour, this sacred 30-minute window, was crafted for you, wrapped in urgency, marked in eternity, and delivered by the mouth of the Archangel himself. You were not just invited. You were summoned. From the first word to the final breath, this has been your holy introduction. You've been wondering when the shift would come. You've been waiting for a sign, for confirmation, for clarity. And heaven has now given all three in the form of fire, stillness, and revelation. There is nothing left to wait for. The miracle was not in the future. The miracle was in your obedience tonight. Hear the final decree. What you have released through obedience tonight will be remembered by heaven for generations. These words are not light. They carried the frequency of deliverance, the vibration of spiritual acceleration. They shook doors open. They summoned angels to action. They canceled demonic contracts. They unlocked divine strategies. They erode your ending. The miracle you asked for is no longer pending. It is moving. It is coming. It has already been dispatched. Now stand. Not physically, spiritually. Stand in your identity. Stand in your authority. Stand in your anointing. You are no longer who you were. You are not stepping forward as a victim. You are not moving ahead in hope alone. You are rising as one who has heard heaven, obeyed the call, and activated the promise. Archangel Michael lifts his sword one final time over your name, over your house, over your bloodline. He declares this blessing upon you. May the words you spoke tonight open the heavens above you. May your feet walk in places you were once denied. May your hands hold what was once withheld. And may your voice carry the sound of someone who has truly been sealed by God. You are no longer on the verge. You are in the moment. You are no longer hoping for confirmation. You are walking in fulfillment. You are no longer knocking. The door is open. This is your covering. You are sealed by the blood. You are seen by the Father. You are sent by the Spirit. Now go, not with fear, but with flame. You are anointed for this hour. The heavens have moved. The angels have gone forth. The miracle has begun. Do not shrink. Do not delay. Do not explain. Just rise. Type "I am sealed" and send in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 9999 is upon you now. If this message stirred something deep in your soul, if you know this wasn't just another video, but a holy dispatch meant for your life, then help us send this fire into the lives of others who are still waiting for their divine interruption. You're not just supporting a channel. You're sending a prophetic sound into homes, into hearts, into hopeless places. Just as you were summoned tonight, someone else is waiting to hear heaven call their name, and your giving makes that moment possible. If God leads you, sow into this move of the Spirit. Support through super thanks, membership, or by giving through the PayPal link in the video description below. Your seed tonight is not just a donation, it is a divine alignment. And as you give, may the blessing spoken over you echo back into your life, a 100-fold return, a heaven-sent answer, and a fire that never goes out. Give not as an obligation but as one who has just been sent.